Hi there guys, Stephen P back again, and today I'm here to actually do a reshoot of a video I done when I first started this YouTube channel. I done a top 10 favourite films of all time. And looking back on that video, and I remember doing it, I looked at my collection and picked out films from my collection that I thought were my favourite films of all time. I didn't really put much thought into it. So I thought I'd reshoot it. I've thought about it. I've thought about what my favourite films ever is. I've got a top 5 settled. I've got a top 10 sort of here. I've got 5 here that I'm going to talk about because I would say after my top 5, these are in my top 10. These are the next 5 films I watch all the time and I love constantly. So these are my top 10 favourite films of all time at this moment of 2015. It probably will change down the line. It always does. It's just a standard thing that happens, you know. Everybody changes their mind in films. Films is very subjective. Probably if you ask me in a month's time, I'll probably put another film in here. I had a couple of films sitting on the sidelines about to go into the collection, but into this top 5, but top 10. But I decided to change them for a different film because these are films that I prefer. So first of all, we'll start. This is in kind of order. Number 10 is Boys in the Hood. It's a film that I remember watching kinda growing up. I remember the name anyway. I didn't remember the story. As soon as I watched it again, I bought it again because of the name. I remember the name, I remember watching it growing up. I watched it again and fell back in love with the film. The story behind the film is amazing. Everything that happens in the film is just superb. That has to be the acting in it as well. Just it makes it that that's why that's creeped in. This actually bet Casino and Forrest Gump were the next two that were going to come in. This bet it. This came into number 10. One of my favourite films. I love that film. Next one is, I've got the Alien quadrilogy here, but I'm going to talk about the second one. The second one, Aliens, is one of my favourite films. As you know, I've got the alien head bust and the alien egg. So I kind of must love the film. That's what I was like, right, I like this and I like that and that. But Alien, I love Alien, I love Aliens. Aliens is better, it's a better film, in my opinion. But yeah, so that's when I realised that actually, if I think about it, Aliens is in my top 10 favourite films. I just love everything about the film. The film is just fantastic. So yeah, Aliens, number 9. Number 8 is Platoon. This is my favourite war film of all time, my favourite film of Vietnam of all time, my favourite Charlie Sheen performance of all time, my favourite Willem Dafoe film of all time. This is an amazing film, a very deep film. This is a film that I tell people, if you haven't seen this film, and you're like, even if you don't like films about war, go out and watch this film. Because I hate films about war. War films just kind of bore me after a while. I like this and I like Apocalypse Now, and that's really it. But this is, it's just the way the film is, the story is told through the film is amazing. Next up, number 7, is the very first American Pie film. Now, yes, it's a comedy, and a lot of people, when they do top 10 films all the time, don't really put many comedies in. I have to say, this is probably one of the only comedies on my list. I think I've got another one coming up. It's just a film that I watched that much growing up. Actually, my DVD version is broken, it's worn out. It was one of the very first DVDs I ever bought. I bought it at the age of, I think it was 13 when I bought it, and it's an age 15 out of Woolworths. It was just before it closed down actually. And it's just a film that I've watched. I watch this film every couple of months. It's just a film that it's just a film that I will sit down and watch the first one and then I'll watch the full series. I watch every film, even Book of Love and Naked Miles and all that. I watch all of those. So yeah, American Pie. Next up is Batman. Out of these two, this is the Tim Burton Batmans. I pick Batman Returns every time. I love Batman Returns. I love everything about Batman Returns. The Penguin in it is amazing. I love Danny DeVito's Penguin. It was just dark and gloomy and perfect. The first one, yeah, I love the first one, but if I had to pick out of them, it is Batman Returns. So this is my top 5. This is in complete order. Those ones I didn't know exactly what order to put them in. That was sort of the order I thought about it. This is an order which is in which change. Fair enough, the first two in the order does change quite a lot. It varies between each time I watch it. So first up is Almost Famous. This film I watch constantly. In fact, I watch this film. I would say I watch this film every second month. It's just one of those rewatchable films that you just kind of watch it. I now watch it now to turn my brain off. When you first start to watch it, you have to watch it. You actually have to focus watching it. But now I can just put it on and just drift away into the world of the music and the whole world of Cameron Crowe's writing in it. It's just amazing. The soundtrack in it is amazing as well. And yeah, this film always, it's either going to be number 5 or number 4 on my list. I can never decide between that and another film that I actually watch at least once a month. This is Dazed and Confused. This is my favourite coming of age film of all time. This is, again, soundtrack in it amazing. Ben Affleck is a kid in it as well. One of Ben Affleck's first roles acting. It's just everything about it is amazing. The guy that plays TS and Jeremy London and Mallrats is in it as well. It's one of those films that it's just that great. Again, you can put on and turn your brain off and not need to concentrate on it because it's not a hard film to concentrate on. So maybe why I watch it so much, and that's maybe why I love it so much. The next three, these are in sort of order. So there's these films, the next 3 films you've heard me talk about many times in this channel. So number 3 is Pulp Fiction. Of course it's Pulp Fiction. A lot of people put this as their number 1 favourite film. It's not my favourite film. It is though my 3rd favourite film ever. It's just everything about it. And I know it sounds cliche, putting our top 10 films of all time and you put Pulp Fiction in it. Yeah, I put Pulp Fiction in it for a reason. It's Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is amazing looking. It's just one of those films that it shows everything about Tarantino. I love Tarantino as a director. Actually, my top 3 films are from my top 3 favourite directors of all time as well. But Tarantino is just one of the best directors out there, and this is just one of the best films ever made. Hands down, no matter what you say, the film is just amazing. The acting in it is amazing. Samuel Jackson and John Travolta. This film made me love Samuel Jackson, and I even don't mind Bruce Willis in this film, and you all know how much I despise Bruce Willis. Next 2. These are films that go into 1 and 2 all the time. I can never decide what one's number 1 and what's number 2. So first of all, I'll go with the one you all expect, Clerks. This is the film that inspired me so much to make a film that's why it's in my why it's my favourite film. Again, Kevin Smith, favourite director of all time. Again, another director who's made me want to make films, who just inspires me to make a film. And this film is just, it was made in that smaller budget, and that just made, the way it was made just makes you want to be able to do it. Just say, you know what, I can go out and make a film. This is what this film here, watching this film changed my life a little. This film actually changed my life. It made me want before I went to Ayr College to do media, I actually wanted to be a primary school teacher, and I was on the route to become that. I went and done early education at school, at college, for 6 months, dropped out, was going to go do hires, and then go to uni and become a primary school teacher. And I'd done a 6-month course on films, and that's kind of around about the time I discovered Kevin Smith. I kind of knew who he was. I discovered a couple of discovered Q&A from him, kind of liked it. Thought, oh mate, the film was quite good, quite fun. Started that course and realised that I really do want to make a film, and this was the reason I wanted to make it. The last one on my list is Goodfellas. Of course it's Goodfellas. You all know Goodfellas. Martin Scorsese is my... okay, I love Kevin Smith. I love Quentin Tarantino, but Martin Scorsese is actually my favourite director. Every film he's made, bar Hugo, I love so far is what I've seen. I've seen most of the films, different, at least with Kevin Smith, I've seen every film. I do love every film Kevin Smith's made. Quentin Tarantino, I don't like every film he's made. Just yeah, Goodfellas, it's one of those films that, again, I can watch this film tonight, 2 days in a row. I can watch it constantly. It's just 3 hours long, and I can still watch it. I could watch it back to back. I could watch it again and again and again. It's everything in it is just amazing. The gang, this film, Kevin Smith inspired me to make a cheap film, a film on a shoestring budget. But if I could get a big blockbuster film, I'd probably try and make something along the lines of Goodfellas. I don't really stay in an area full of gangsters, but I wish I could, so I could write something just like this and write something just as good as this film. So yeah, that is my top 10 favourite films of all time. Let me know down below, what is your favourite films? And yeah, it's changed, it does change, it will change again. There is a film not out yet over here, over in Britain. It doesn't come out till like the 1st of June, but it's been out in America for a while. It came out in the pictures. It was an Oscar film. Whiplash, I would say Whiplash will probably become one of my favourite films. It will probably creak into this list very soon. It's just not been out long enough for it to become my favourite film. I've not watched that many times to say that is my favourite. That's in my top 10 favourite films. It's my favourite films of last year, but not my favourite films so far. But yeah, probably in another year's time, I'll watch this video and think, well, that top 10's wrong. I prefer this film to that film, and I prefer this film to that film. The only ones that will never change, ever change, in my top 10 list of all time are my top 5. These films, that's back to front. These films will never change, and if you can tell, all of them are on Blu-ray as well. Every film I love here, every film I talked about here is actually all on Blu-ray. How much I love these films, I had to buy them all on Blu-ray. But yeah, these are my top 5 favourite films. They were my top 10 favourite films. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you later. Bye.